Hi, everybody. Good evening. We're going to slow it down. If you have a bolster, go ahead and make it long, or roll up if you have like a blanket, you can also make it like a bolster by kind of making it long, sort of folding it like that. So it's kind of you want to, whenever you fold blankets, don't fold them like you're in a hurry. Fold them so they're quite even, because your body will know if one side is higher or lower than the other. So I'm going to use my bolster. So I'm just going to sit in front of it and bring it into my lower back there, and I push it down so I kind of get the lower back a little bit to squish down on it. And you have to feel if it's too much, move your bum away, and then just open the body over it. And my head, if my head really falls back, you could just bring your hands under your head for that matter, just to have a little lift. And again, if it's too much of your lower back, move your hips a bit away. And I love my arms to just open, kind of release with gravity. If you want to bend the knees and knock them together, it's a nice way to relax your legs. And then go ahead, close your eyes, and let's just take a moment here and let your body melt down into this shape. And feel breath up and down the spine, into your belly, into your rib cage. Relax your face. If you're a visual person, just take a moment. Imagine that you're like just landed yourself on a nice, warm, sunny beach. And you just lay down in that sand here, yeah? And can you imagine this sort of feeling of sun on your skin and how it melts you into the earth? And you can hear the ocean waves and that rhythm of the sound of the wave back and forth. It sort of matches your own energy, your own body energy as it starts to slow down. Yeah. Take another deep breath. And then let your arms stretch behind your head and just reach back. Hook your thumbs and stretch your arms away. And then release your arms down by the floor and kind of swim them down by your hips. And then swim them up, straight up over your head and kind of over your body and then over your head. So your arms do kind of big back swimming circles, and down by your hips and up over your body and over your head. Just let your arms and let your breath. And just go slow. You don't have to go fast. Just sort of surrender and just trust that we've got this whole hour to wake up all the little corners of our bodies, just slowly. And anytime you want to take a little extra pause, or if something doesn't feel right, you just shift it and do what feels right for you. And take one more breath and do one more circle. And then when your arms are to the side, walk your feet a little closer together and just roll your knees to the right and stretch your left arm opposite. It's a gentle twist. And then let your body fall off the pillow if you have a pillow and roll to your side and all the way down to the floor. And just let yourself drop down for a minute and let the body melt. Let it go. And then push your hand down in the ground and push yourself up and up and up. Yeah, and then just leaning with the hand that's down, stretch the right. If you're down, if your left hand's down, stretch your right arm up and then down. So you just see him leaning, both legs kind of on the floor, sitting on one hip, and just swimming one arm around in circles. I feel like we're swimming. One arm swim. Let your head and upper body kind of move with that swimming arm. And let your whole body come down so your elbows are on the ground. Just let your head rest. It's a little twist, so if it's too much for the twisty, just unwind it a bit. Let your head release down. And then bring yourself up. And I'm just going to flip my legs the other way because otherwise I'll be all the way to the back. So you can decide how you want to flip your legs. So you get the other side. So just leaning with the other hand. I don't know which hand you have down. And then the opposite arm swims around. And back and forth. Your whole upper body can kind of move. And around. Swimming to the ground. And up and around. Getting that shoulder and upper back. Your head can look one way or the other. One more big circle. Bring it up. And then bring that arm down. And you can kind of feel how your upper body can kind of twist just down the floor. If you want both elbows down, it makes a little deeper twist. Feel what's right for your belly, your ribs. Less can be more. One more breath. And then come back up and then push yourself into your hands and knees. And let's just start with a kind of rounding the back up. Kind of go forward, arc the back, and kind of go back. So you kind of lift up through the mad cat and moving forward over your hands. And as you come back, bend your elbows and kind of push back so you get that arc in the back. So you're moving your upper back and lower back. This kind of circle way through the spine, through the hips. Hips are moving as well. You can move forward and push it back. Up and over and down. A couple more to see if you can find that rhythm. Let your head be part of the spine, and your pelvis is where the spine kind of begins. And now see if you go the other way. The other way, just kind of scooping forward and up through back. Kind of scooping forward. And if that feels kind of odd to you, that's okay. See what happens. One more. And then take one arm underneath the other arm and let your shoulder come on the floor and just release into this lower twist. You can also back it up and just a gentle twist. Yeah, you don't have to twist the belly too much if you're expecting. Just let your shoulders also twist. There's a kind of a beautiful surrender, but also effort. Like that's for me, the most delicious part of a slow flow. We're looking, there is effort, there is strength, there is stability. But then we look inside of the shape we've made, and we see if we can just the right amount. And then there's also surrender. So we're looking, that's really the true nature of Hatha Yoga, Yin-Yang Yoga. In fact, one of my teachers said, come up to the other side. I had a teacher once that said, I don't get yin yoga. I don't understand yin yang yoga. He says, all yoga should be yin yang yoga. It's not yoga if it's not a yin and a yang. This idea that we're working and surrendering the whole body, strength receiving. And wherever you are, try to see if your breath can pull in just a little bit more. Give your lung muscles a sense of power. One more breath. A little twisty. Surrender and let it go. Good. And then just push back into your downward dog. And just see if you can let your whole body, you get the strength from the hands to the arms. Spread the toes to the legs. So the stability comes from arms and legs. And then with your whole mind's eye, try to rest. Let your whole sense of body, mind, heart kind of rest inside this quiet space that you create, this quiet, strong, firm base. You try to rest inside of that stability, spaciousness, openness, strength receiving. And then bend your knees to walk up to your hands and a little halfway lift at the top. Nice deep breath in. And fold forward and down. Feel free to bend the knees. And push down through the heels and roll on up to bring the arms up real slow. You feel where you are in space. And then bring your hands down toward the heart. And as you reach the heart, bend the knees and go slowly down. Hips go back. Ribs come to thighs and hands find the floor. And there's an inhale, heart forward. Really find that breath. No hurry. And exhale it out, all of it out. Let go. Press down and go up again. Rolling up, body rises up, arms come up slowly till you're tall, tall, tall. And let the hands come down. You almost touch your third eye. You kind of touch your heart space and land at your solar plexus. And then bend the knees. As your ribs come near your thighs, your hands find the floor. And again, the heart moves forward. The breath comes in. And you exhale all it slowly out and wiggle your toes maybe. And then push through your heels to get the strength of the legs, power of the legs, receiving the pose. Inhale, rise up. Through your heart, through the sky. It's like you're pulling sky into heart. Exhale, you bring it into your heart. And bend the knees. Finding your way down. Maybe it's a long breath. If you need 2 breaths, that's fine. Inhale, halfway lift. And then back to down dog. Press the hands. Feel your way. Don't go too fast. Walk it back. Feel your hands already finding stability through your legs. Stability. Find the breath inside the strength. The strength of your arms and legs. Receive the breath. And then move from strength into your high push-up. Breathe. And go down to the ground. All the breath goes out. Hands can be wider if you like for your cobra. Inhale so you get some space to open. And go down. And we'll do that a couple more times. And you can do the serpentine if you like. Or just straight cobra, your choice. And coming up and down. And a couple more times. So remember in the cobras, the legs are a bit strong. That's your strength. through the hips, and the hands and the arms have a bit of strength, and then receive it through your upper body. And let your body come down. Bring your hands closer to your rib cage. And then press yourself back over your knees and back to down dog. And ground arms and legs and find the breath coming in. Coming out, find that ujjayi. That sound of the breath, soft open sound. Exhale. Let's take the right leg slowly up on the next breath. So stretch it back slowly. Feel into your quiet mind. Even the leg goes up. Quiet mind. And bring the knee to your chest and the foot forward. Back foot flat. Feel before you come up. Stay down for a breath. Inhale just to find your legs and your heart forward. Exhale. Ground through both feet. Then come up. Real slow. Inhale, rising up to Vira 1. Eyes soft or even closed. Let's take a breath or two. Feel the stability from your legs, the stretching from your arms, but a softness through your heart. We're going to open to Vira 2. Adjust those feet. Find maybe longer distance. Stay a breath. Releasing out through your hands, releasing your shoulder blades deep, and then reverse the warrior. And stay a breath. And then the angle pose, the long angle pose, stay a breath. Bend the front knee and stretch into the back heel. From here, just push that front leg straight for triangle, just staying low. And connect through your feet, strength through your legs, so receive the pose. Come all the way back up to standing and the straight legs. And bend the knee at the front. And then take the arms up and the legs straight, ring the arms up. And like you're pressing down through those hands, yeah? And then bring them up, lifting like clouds. Push through those feet, legs strong. And exhale, coming down. One more time. Lift it all the way up. And go ahead, lean backwards to the reverse triangle. And exhale, lean forward in the triangle, arms overhead. And then come back to warrior 2. And then spin it all the way down to the floor. Keeping your back knee up first. And then your back knee comes down. And then open your right arm up. And wrap your right arm around your right thigh and just hug yourself in. And do that again. Push through your feet and that left hand. So you stay grounded in the floor to open. And exhale. Breathe it all out. Just hug yourself in. One more time. If you want to bring that back knee up, you can also do that. Bring it open. And then instead of hugging yourself, hand to the floor, try to straighten the front leg for a second. Just have a breath there. Let the head release. And then step to downward facing dog. Be there a moment. Stay with me. Stay with yourself. Come to high push-up. Inhale real slow. Feel that breath. You're going to exhale till you get to the ground. Really make sure you're fully exhaling. Then the cobra begins with the breath. Inhale, not before, not after. Then the downward dog goes back. And take a breath in down dog. Find your stability, arms and legs. in that fluid breath. And then the left leg will rise, pressing through the ball of the foot. And then the left knee comes in real slowly until the foot finds the hand. Back foot goes flat, and then wait. Stay in deep in the pose, lengthen the body. Exhale, your belly goes deep into your spine. And then come up from the strength of those legs. Slowly up. Keep your eyes really neutral, or even just close your eyes and be here. Just be here. Soft shoulders, straightening the arms. And you're going to slowly open to Vira 2. Adjust those feet to get the length, yeah? Gazing over. And then the reverse warrior comes in. Any variation you feel is called for, just be there. Creativity is welcome, but stability is also welcome. It's always a dance, coming up and through into the side angle pose. Stability and creativity, there's the kind of like the opposites, but and yet so connected. And then keeping your body forward, just straightening that front leg from pushing that foot, getting the whole leg nice and strong up above the knee. And opening to a triangle. And pushing down to rise on up. Yeah. And then bending the front knee again. And then we're going to scoop those arms up. Inhale. You keep your head doesn't have to move the arms. Exhale. Let your head be free of your arms. See if you can let the arms move independent of like looking up. Just looking down. Feel them, the arms and the head having different lives. Yeah, like the head can do what it wants. The arms can do something else. Let it go. And then we'll stay high. Inhale. Straighten that leg. And then lean into the reverse triangle. One more breath. Coming up, let your pelvis tilt to the front. And extend through your arms. And rise up. Bend the front knee. And take your hands slowly to the ground. Take your back heel up. And take your back knee down, yeah? And then with that right hand, make sure you connect the right hand to your right shoulder blade as you open your left arm up. Push through both feet. Just gently exhale, wrap, and give yourself a squeeze. A couple more. Open it up. And so maybe move the right hand. A lot of people have their right hand too much under. Take it more forward and sideways, just to see the difference. You'll get more stability in that shoulder girdle. And come down. Let's do one more, because I think I forgot to lift that back knee. If you didn't already do it. And bring it down. And then you straighten the front leg. Back heel can come high if you like. And just try to receive your upper body down over the front straight leg. And then press back to down dog. And just be there. The hero of the container. The container is receiving energy, prana, surrender. Resetting the wisdom, shining off the wisdom, awareness. Come on down to the belly floor. The belly floor, that's a new one. Come down to the floor with your belly. I like the belly floor. Yeah. And then if it's not comfortable, you could put something under your hips to get lighter on your belly. Otherwise, it's just rest the head on the hands in downward facing Shavasana. And just let everything fall into Earth, Mama. Let your body melt. Feel that breath. Rest deeper. Can you keep as much of your body relaxed, including your mind? And just feel into your left foot and leg as if someone's pulling it longer. And then a little bit of the leg comes off the floor, right above the knee. And above the knee, tries to pull the leg up off the floor. Hip stays down. Just feel those muscles working. Now your opposite arm, your right arm, gets somehow free of your head and starts to stretch forward, maybe thumb up. And it reaches forward a little bit off the floor. And your head may float off the ground a bit. Breathe here. Take both your left leg out and your right arm out to the side a bit. Opposite sides, obviously. And then bring it back to the middle. Try it one more time, out to the side. And back to the middle. And release them back. Hand under your forehead, leg down. Surrender. And before you know it, your other leg gets to be pulled, like someone's pulling the ankle, pulling you away. Let leg come slightly off the ground. Not a lot, just feel your upper hamstrings working. And then feel and be with that sensation of strength in your leg. And then the opposite arm gets like, its own, it has its life of its own, remember? And let it reach out in front of your head. And keep reaching, maybe the head a little bit off the floor. And be there. Feeling little zips and zaps. And the working of the muscles. And let it melt, 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 melt. Oh, sorry, I missed one, didn't I? Go back out. I missed something. And out to the side. And back to the middle. And out to the side. And back to the middle. And then let it go. Good. Both arms and legs go out. And both arms and legs go out to the side. And then the hands come back by your hips and your legs come squeeze in. And bring your legs down, your hands under your shoulders. Press those feet and little toes down and pull yourself into a cobra as far up as you want to come. Be in it, elbows bent in cobra. Hips heavy, legs working. Surrender and breathe into that heart. See if you can open it a little bit, soften it. And pull back into child's pose this time. Sit back on your heels. The arms can be back. This rounding of the back after back bend can be a little intense, so go slow. Let it go. And then back, we come all the way back up. Hands and knees. Back to downward facing dog. You got it. Let your head rest, but your arms strong. Let your legs strong. And let your breath flow. And then bend the knees and walk all the way back up to your hands again, halfway lift at the top. Exhale, fold forward and down. Good, and then rise on up to standing real slow. Mindful moving, feeling like your whole body, and take the space around it. And feel your fingertips up and up and up. And the hands find their way either to your heart or down to the floor. You find your way wherever it wants to go. Close your eyes. And stand here for a moment. Feel the popping and the zipping and the zapping of your, like the energy body, the energy of your body. So, I'm just going to look at something. Uh-oh, you know what? I see something. I've got to do something. You guys come with your feet wide apart. I've got to see, this thing is not plugged in. Let me plug it in. Feet wide apart. I'm saying about battery. I see what happened. Somebody didn't plug the battery in here. Haha. Okay. Okay, we're back on. Sorry about that. I saw a sign that says battery. That's all we need. Feet apart. Yeah. And then just turn the toes out a bit and bend the knees. And we're going to start with you can take your right forearm if you like on your right thigh and pull your left shoulder open. Bring that left arm over your ear. Then you're going to swim that hand down. Let your head go as well. And then you bring both elbows on your knees. Push the knees out. Maybe sink the hips lower. And then let the other arm swim around to come up on the other side. And then we let it swim down. If you get your both elbows on your knees, you can press them out, let your hips sink lower again. And then reach around and come to the other side. And go back and forth a few times. Let your head go, sink a little lower, and come up. The other side. Your own pace. You can even let the arm go all the way behind you if you want. And then come down. Swim it around. All the way around. And then come down. Now this time when you come to if you're on your right side, for example, as you come out, bring your left heel away, and then you come into the side angle pose. And still let that arm come behind you. And as you come down, bring your heel back in and squat. You come to the other side and you bring the other heel away. And you come to the side angle pose. Let your arms swim around. And you bring your back heel in and come to a squat. Let's do one more on each side, just playing with this movement. And one more side. Move the heel away to reach the arm into the side angle. And around. And finding us way back to that squat. And then from the squat, just turn your feet parallel and let your body fold forward and slowly down. Wherever you are, have a breath or two or three. And any version you like. Yeah, we have different versions of this forward fold. There's these different shapes, the hands in, holding the ankles. Arms forward. You just find your medicine in your shoulder joints. Feel free to be creative. Let your head be soft and open. Have another breath here. And then bring your hands forward and come up on the fingertips. Have a breath with straight arms, straight legs. Exhale, now push into your heels so your legs get firmer. And use the strength to bring yourself up to standing. There you go. Now walk your feet in. Walk, 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 walk. And stand tall. Let's take the right foot behind the left. You're standing and your legs are kind of squeezing together. Zip up through your core and then take your right arm up. And really go up. And then go over. Your hips can swing a little bit out. Now take your other hand and grab that wrist and pull it away. And then also let your upper body now kind of wrap down a little bit. A little bit of a flexion in the upper spine. And then come back to the center. And then almost lean backwards like a little upper back bend. And then let that side go. It's also a balanced pose. Change your feet. Left foot comes straight behind. Your kind of shins of your legs kind of squeeze. Get the feet on the floor nice and grounded. And bring your arms on up. Or especially that left arm first. You reach up like you're catching the tallest apple. And then take that length over. So there's no bending now. It's really a reaching. Every finger is reaching. And then the other arm below takes that wrist. You kind of pull it away. And try not to let the shoulder blade pop out. It'll lift, but it doesn't pop out. Sometimes people have shoulder blades that pop out. They don't have to pop out. You get the stability there, even though it's moving. Keep your feet grounded. It's tricky. And a little upper body kind of sort of flex the back, upper back forward. And gaze into the ground. And then you come open. It's like a little upper back bend. Kind of lean your head into your arm a bit. Gaze a bit up. If that's not nice, you're not fall, you're gonna fall over, keep your head, your eyes down. You just decide how your balance is. And then release that side, nice. And come on out, nice. Couple shoulder rolls, just soft. Bend the knees a little bit, soft knees. Nice. I'm going to grab a brick. I think this is going to be nice to use a brick on this one. I'm going to show you from the front this one. I think week I did it in one of my classes from the side. I'm going to do revolve triangle. I think you can see my brick. If you go back, you see my brick? You can see the top of my brick. Okay, so I'm going to stand near the brick, the front of your mat, wherever you are. Okay, I'm going to take your left leg back. I'm going to do it as if you're facing me. So I'm going to reverse my directions. And then if your left leg's back, your right leg's forward, take your left arm up. Now turn your rib cage to the right a bit already. Just a little twist. And then as you come forward and down with that left hand on the brick, keep your rib cage turning a bit. You can bring your hand on your rib cage so you really feel if your rib cage turns. And then that arm goes in the sky. Ground the back heel, back of the neck long, eyes soft. And look down at the front foot. Bring your hand back on your hip and come back up. And release. And a step forward. And for those of you who are not familiar, just watch for one moment. Just soft gaze. Don't come out of your pop feeling of practice. Just to watch me once. The reason why I'm doing it to the front of the camera is to show you this angle. So I have my foot behind. Doing the opposite side now. And when I come down, you can watch my hips. I hope I do it well. And then I turn the ribs. I call it a skinny pose. A fat pose is when I do this. See that? From the front, you see the hips swinging out and the head going that way and the hip going that way. Skinny pose, I bring my hip back, my head in the middle, and I turn so my shoulder is above the other shoulder. My head's in the middle, not over here, either. And then we come up. Okay, let's try it. So step your right foot back. Hips facing front. Take that right arm up. Chin can be down a bit. And you go straight forward and down the middle of your legs. Taking that hand to the brick. Remember, now turn the ribs. I did it before above, but just turn your ribs and bring your left shoulder as much as you can above your right shoulder. And keep that left hip behind the left foot. And then the left arm stacks on top of the bottom arm. Ideally, you see one arm above the other. If I was looking at you in front. Good. Stay there a moment. And then you can take the hand down and back and come up with the lower arm up. And then step forward. And just close your eyes and feel how that is. Nice. We're going to step to the front of the mat again. Vinyasa to the ground. Real slow. Inhale. Let your arms float slowly up. And remember, bring the hands through the middle zone, bending the knees. Finding our way to that ground. Just stay a breath here. Let your body release more. Take one more breath there. Let your body release out of those hips. If you have room, straighten the legs more. If you have room, lift the knees a little bit more. And then push back to down dog. Strong arms pressing through the hands, getting all that length from the hands to the shoulders, from the shoulders down the back to the hips. Spreading the toes, moving your shins back, moving your thighs back, and then surrendering the breath into the body. Receive the breath. Let it flow through you. And come down onto your knees, yeah? Now, I want us to get probably a bolster or a blanket of some kind. I'm going to show you on the one side. I'm going to use this for a pigeon. So what's going to happen is I'm going to use my right leg over the bolster. I'm going to take the foot across and have the bolster under my thigh. You have to have the foot down a little bit. And then the back leg, I have to see, because this is my difficult knee. I'm not even sure this is tricky for me. I have to really use the ball. The left leg, you turn the leg inwards, down, and not out, in. So you want the bolster to be high enough so you can really turn the back leg, the toes down, and the thigh in. So my right leg is my tough one, so I won't be quite modified, but everybody just have your hip. If you don't have a bolster, you could use a brick or a couple books or a couple pillows. And your left hip kind of wraps down towards the floor. Your left knee can even come off the floor a little bit if you want. You can stay a little bit high for a couple of breaths. And we can release your knee and release your elbows. Stay a little bit longer. You can slow the breath a little bit down. Take a grip around the breath a little bit slower. And take a little moment at the end of each breath and feel that silent moment. Surrender into it, and then breathe again. It's a meditation. Relax all trying, all fixing, all trying to solve the problem. Just relax it. Whatever that issue, problem, challenge is. And then slowly you're going to unwind yourself out. Take your time. You know, take that leg out safely, however you need to. Yeah, and just take a little downward dog for a moment. Just you sort of stretch both arms and legs in between. Let your head rest. And what's nice is if you have the cushion, you can also just put your head. Your arms and legs are strong, but if you have the room, you bring your head on the cushion, your arms and legs stay strong. You rest your head on the cushion or the brick or whatever you got. And then we're going to try the other side. So you just shift the pillow. And the left leg's going to go around over it, or around it, yeah. Walk the left foot to the right a little bit, and then bring your knee out. See which angle you need that shin. And your back leg steps, walks back. So both hips, the right hip and the left hip, are hopefully supported on the pillow, a little bit higher than on the ground. Your back knee can go up. You can use your hands to get a little lift and like lengthen through the spine there. Just for a moment, feeling the lifted one. A little back bend. Also the left knee rotating out, just to your edge, your own edge. And then find your way into the ground. For some of you it might feel less, but it's interesting to try with the props.
And just see what else you can find in this shape. And just let the breath as if someone brought you a gift. Each breath like a little gift. And you're like, oh, thank you. Open, spacious towards it. And try to dive into that still moment at the end of each breath. Just find it for a second. Dive into that point of nothing, spaciousness for a moment. And let it go. Hold on to nothing. Just feel, release. Feel and release. And so then slowly, slowly, same thing as before. Move yourself back. And push yourself into one last Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yeah, walking it back. And if you like, you can bring again your head if that works for you. Sometimes it's too far down. If your legs, hamstrings aren't long enough, it's too far down to get the head on something. So then don't worry about it for now. I'm not forcing my head. It just allows my spine, my pelvis allows my head this flow without force. And come down to your knees. And let's take this cushion and the length. If you have that cushion or the blanket, yeah? No, like this one. I'll use the bolster, but you could also use the rolled up blanket. Yeah, something. And have it kind of in your upper back. Yeah? Put the upper back. And your head can just open up backwards. Now, maybe I should have kept the brick, because maybe if it's nicer for some of our heads just to have something under the head, that could be a little more relaxed. You can just let your arms relax open, and knock your knees together for a moment. Sort of where we began. Now take a nice, slow, deep breath in and just pause at the top. Just pause and hold the breath for a few counts. And let it go. I should imagine you don't do that when you're pregnant, so you don't hold your breath. And do it again. You can hold it for 1 second, but not longer yet. And let it go. Do it one more time, and then we're going to reverse it. So inhale, hold it, just as long as you're comfortable can hold it. Now exhale, 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 exhale. Have one more breath in. And exhale it out and wait at the no breath. Exhale and wait there, no breath. Except if you're pregnant. ready, just inhale again. Exhale. Do it one more time. Feel the tingling, the zipping, zapping, the quiet. For some people, they get a little panicky there. Just notice it. You're not going to die. And when you're ready, just inhale it again. And let it go. And then just roll over to take the pillow out of your chest and lie down on Shavasana. I'm going to adjust that sentence. You're not going to die today. If you have the pillow, bring it under your knees. One day you will die. I can't guarantee forever life. Who knows? Maybe you are a miracle person. You're going to live forever. Spirit maybe live forever, right? Just find that Shavasana. Stay in this zone. Yeah, this is the toe point for this moment here is your meditation on full surrender. This now the earth is your strength and you surrender to it. Strength receiving. So let your whole body be soft and receptive as much as you can. See, each pore, each cell and each pore of your skin could sort of have little like amoeba fingers that could sort of open their hands, just like someone that opens their palm to the sky and says, I'm open. Great Spirit, tell me what will you do with what do you want me to do in this wonderful life you've given me? And you just, each pore, each cell of your body just stands open to the degree that it's able. Not a demand, it's just an invitation. Okay, and if you like, I really encourage you just to stay here a little longer. And rest in yourself. And if you want to move up now, you're welcome to move to your side. Or come up to sitting. Just stay in this zone, peaceful abiding, strength receiving.
Thank you very much for slowing down with me today. I find it such a beautiful, nurturing practice. I love teaching it, so I'm really happy you joined me. Thank you, and have a lovely whatever it is you're going to do. Namaste.